Hi, how are you? All right, so welcome back, everyone. So, first off, this is going to be a bonus general message, of course. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm doing a giveaway every single day on the bonus general messages. So, stick around to the end and I will show you the next item I'm giving away. And the winner of yesterday's giveaway, so that was the Libra pendant, that is Suzanne Harmony. Okay, so Suzanne, thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for being a part of my channel, my world. I'm honored that you are here. Please do reach out to me when you have a chance. Let me know where in the world you would like me to mail your prize. And of course, you'll find my email right there in the description box. Okay, so this reading, I always do these bonus reads based off of something that actually happened in my life that sparked some thought process. And all I'm going to say is we're starting this reading with the idea of comparison, because today when I took my dog out on a walk, well, many walks today, especially on Sunday, we went to the park twice actually, and we did a different hike as well today. But I was really comparing his behavior next to other dogs of his age bracket to see, like, how's he stacking up? How well behaved is my boy? And we got some stuff to still work on, and we got other stuff he's like really rocking it in. And so I was pretty pleased. I was like, overall, I think he's right about where I would expect him to be. So, but I was straight up making comparisons. So I don't know but what that may mean in anybody else's life, but someone may be making comparisons right now to kind of do a self check. It's not to be competitive. It's rather to be like, okay, how far behind am I, or where am I at with stuff? What do I need to still work on? So it was kind of like that form of a comparison. Well, we've got a King of Wands in the reverse, Strength in the reverse, and Seven of Wands in the reverse. So somebody has a very deep desire to get beyond blockages. However, could be dealing with a fire sign, doesn't have to be, but this could be someone's arrogance is actually leading to them being afraid to do the thing that they want to do, or they're worried that there's someone doesn't have passion for them. So they're kind of scared, or they're even manipulating power, or someone is manipulating them. But the desire here is to get beyond the blockages with that Seven of Wands. Okay, so hold on. Let's just take this one little card at a time and ask about it. What deck? I think this. Okay, tell me about the King of Wands in the reverse. The Devil in the upright. Okay, so somebody's having a rough time. Somebody might even, that King of Wands in the reverse could be filled with some jealousy, could be filled with, I feel like possessiveness. Somebody is like crazy, like wanting something, wanting to possess something, wanting to say it's mine, but feeling, I don't know. Let me see. Tell me about the Strength card. Strength card, Nine of Cups. Okay, this is not a great blend. This is somebody who is kind of drenched in ego right now, choosing to find a false sense of satisfaction, a false sense of happiness, while still actually being deeply attached to something that they want, something that they feel should be theirs. And they're more like wanting to possess it, wanting to own it, but in turn, it actually owns them. I feel like this is all emotions. I feel like this King of Wands in the reverse, this is where instead of being loving, heart-centered, really open, really giving, this is like somebody who, I want the attention for me. I want that person's attention. I crave that. I need that. I want that. I want them to only have eyes for me. But that in turn keeps them stuck. Then meanwhile, we've got this almost fear factor for somebody to reach out. So what are they doing to hide that? They're kind of, even look at the stance of this cat. This little cat over here is standing here like, aren't I the greatest thing ever? There's somebody's like bolstering themselves up for the courage that they don't have. Somebody is, I don't know, it just feels like they're holding on to things with the wrong vibe. And wow, Seven of Wands in the reverse, Six of Wands in the upright. this person, they desperately want victory, but they seem to be sabotaging their ability to have victory because they're overindulging, their fear, they're trying to swallow down, maybe with, indulging in too much drink or something like that to give themselves a false sense of security, or filling their life with other things so they can feel, strong. But it's all about feeding the ego, and that's actually what's making them stay stuck. But their big desire is to get unstuck and to feel successful. So to me, this is looking like somebody who's really wrestling to achieve what they want, but they are the ones blocking the success that they desire. Okay, is this person aware of that? Is this person aware of that? No, let me change decks. Let's go this deck. Okay, is this person aware of that? Sometimes we don't know that we're sabotaging ourselves. So that's why I feel like it's worthy of asking. Star card in the reverse. Missed opportunity. A wish fulfillment not coming true. Unhealed. They may not be aware of this. They may not know why they aren't achieving what they want. They may not be aware that they're the very thing that they're starving for. Lovers in the reverse. They want to be with someone really badly. And the person that they are in separation from, the person that they have lost, the person that they pushed away through their own actions. I can't remember where I read this. So please, somebody let me know if you've heard this also and where the source of this comes from. But I remember I read it someplace. I think it was in a fictional book. So I really don't know if this was legit or not. But they said that there was the image of hell was a bunch of people sitting around at this table filled with food, but everybody had really, really long chopsticks, and they were all so intent on trying to grab food, but the chopsticks were so long and the ratio and the length was just wrong to where they could never actually successfully get it into their own mouths. And what they didn't stop and realize is that if every person had simply picked up food and you fed this person and they fed that person and everybody fed each other with those long chopsticks, everyone could have always had their bellies filled. But the idea of like hell is where the punishment is greed will prevent us from having our own success. And so basically people create their own nightmare and their own hell, their own lack mentality, their own difficult existence by focusing so much on what they want and their own greed that they don't realize that is their undoing. And I thought that was a really visual thing that always stayed with me. And I don't know where that came from. So I don't like to quote anything that wasn't my own thought without giving that quote an attachment, but I'll try to look that up, and if I can find it. Everything that I say is my own thought, but if I quote something, I try really hard to always make sure that I put it in the description box or something if that came from somebody else, or a writer or something like that. And I believe I read it somewhere when I was like 16. So it's been a hot minute. But that's what I'm conjuring up in my mind, is that this person could have everything, but they won't open up enough to be loving, to be giving, to be, to feed the relationship. They want to be fed, but in wanting to be fed, in wanting to possess something, they actually push this away. In being fearful, they push this away, but they fake it by overindulging somewhere else instead of admitting that they're afraid. So they've pushed away what they really want. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. That's what it looks like to me. Let me see. Why did that happen? Why did that happen? This is somebody who's like, I'm going to use the word obsessed, but I don't mean it in the, I don't read stories, and these are only stories. And I never read stories that are like, there's no criminal intent. There's no, terrible intentional malice. I don't read stories like that because that's not a story to me. That's something that, hopefully nobody is, engaged with someone who is, seriously unwell or means them harm. So I don't make light of stories like that. I don't tell stories like that. So this is more somebody whose greed gets in the way, their obsession to have something because they want it. They still don't understand that they have to give in order to receive. I have a 10 of Pentacles. They know that something is like they think that they want to have it all, okay? But they think it's like the kind of success that they're supposed to have, like everything's supposed to be showered on them all the time. I feel like this is the little prince syndrome, like a bratty prince, somebody, or princess. It doesn't matter what gender, but it's like somebody who's actually, you know, if a kid is given so many toys and every time they break a toy, they just get it replaced and they get a new toy and a new toy and a new toy, and there's no limits and there's no expectations that they should value something, and they're used to getting what they want. I feel like you maybe withdrew from this person. They can't have what they want because they have to earn it. They have to behave well. They have to show you something that says that they understand that this is precious and that you're not a possession and that you can't just be, you know, there's not another one of you if they break you. So you're like, no, if you can't show me that this matters, then you can't have this at all. Basically, they need to get their self-centered greed out of the way, but they're still really attached because you're like the thing that was removed, and they want this success, but they still haven't figured out to have the success, to have a 10 of Pentacles. They have to give their 5 and you give your 5, and together you make the 10. It doesn't mean you shower them with affection and shower them with every bit of happiness that they could ever dream of, and that makes them feel really good and that's what they deserve. You know, that's kind of the mindset in this one. It's like, I want to be looked at like I am super admired with the 6 of Wands. I don't want any blockages to that admiration. I don't want expectations that I have to meet to be admired like that either. This is somebody who flat out can't quite understand, why did this go wrong? Their version of what it's supposed to be is not. It's not your version of what the expectation was. How they think they should behave and how you think that they should behave is two very different thought processes. Okay, so I'm not going to do a real long read on this because this one is like somebody just needs to grow, right? Somebody needs to understand that they're behaving in a self-centered manner for this to click, is what it looks like to me. I mean, they want this person, but they still haven't had the light bulb go on as to why this person isn't in their life right now. So if this is you, somebody is missing, you know, if our main character is that King of Wands, that King of Wands has to understand why things didn't work. So are they going to understand why things didn't work? This deck is like almost jumping out and then not. And let's see. Wheel of Fortune is actually in the upright. So the wheel is turning no matter what. This might have been a really important lesson that this person needed to learn. And sometimes, you know, the wheel can be turning in our favor, even though it takes something away from us, because that is part of the journey of learning. So this person actually may wind up having a huge amount of growth that's going to be great for them. Tell me about that. But it's funny because when the Wheel of Fortune turns, Wheel of Fortune brings you exactly what you're supposed to experience, right? Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Queen of Cups in the reverse, and the Devil in the reverse. I don't know why I wanted to say Queen of Pentacles just now. This person is going to break away from that behavior. This person is, it might have been like well, okay, so if this is water and this is fire, you may be the person who doused that arrogance in them. You removing your energy, you removing your unconditional love and saying, I may love you, but I will not be treated as someone that you get to expect that I give and give and give, and you don't have any rules on your conduct. No, that's not how this works. The relationship is not dictated by what you think it's going to be. It is a mutual, respectful situation. And if that's not what you can give, then absolutely I will not, keep my door open for you. It might be something along those lines, because these cards are looking like somebody laid out some boundaries here. And this is really frustrating for this person because they cannot waltz in and out the way maybe they could with other people. And they are also more drawn to you, more attracted to you, more heavily desiring you than anybody else. So it's like a particularly sour note for them, that it's like, but I want that. Well, you can't have this. All this yum yum is not yours if you don't behave right. That's, this is not something that you just get to decide how this relationship is going to be. So they missed an opportunity with you. You shut them down. That's what it looks like. It may be that you're like, well, I had to shut them down because they weren't behaving well. And so you've been maybe thinking that this person really hurt your feelings. But the truth of it is, you actually are the one who held all the power because you didn't tolerate it. If you said to this person at any point in time, what are you doing? Like, that's not okay with me. That alone could have been like, what? Nobody tells me that I can't behave however I want. Like, you might really have been facing someone who had never been told that that's not the way to behave. This person, sometimes people don't know how imperious they are because they've lived in a certain world, they've been treated a certain way in their families, so they might have to grow up and then learn about proper behavior through their interactions as adults. And I feel like you were able to show this person something. I mean, you pulling back has actually made somebody take a look at themselves. I don't know. It feels like with this Wheel of Fortune, things are changing, things are shifting for this person. But it took losing you, I think, for anybody to recognize, like, wow, this is really tough. Now, this could also all just be more about you. Things are moving in your favor because you have actually removed your energy from something that was toxic. But I was asking about them. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with that first. 9 of Wands in the reverse. This person might be sitting in some kind of like some sadness. Like, geez, I'm really bummed out. This person might actually be a little bit ashamed maybe of their behavior. That 9 of Wands in the reverse, though, I don't think you're making a single move to fix this. 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. So here's the thing. If someone misbehaved, if they are having it like click, like, oh my gosh, okay, I get it now. I wasn't behaving very well. And meanwhile, you're withdrawing. You're not wounded over this. You're not upset over this. And you're not lifting a finger to fix any of this. So it is very much whatever's going to happen is all on the other person's plate in this storyline, right? And of course, these are only stories. So I am not a psychic. I am not a fortune teller. I don't do any psychic arts. I only tell stories based off of what I see in imagery here. So this is the art of storytelling. And it's only intended to entertain. And maybe there's something that goes, I'll think about that, but this doesn't tell you how your life is going to go because only you decide that. But this results in a King of Swords. This is somebody logical. This is somebody, if that King of Wands becomes a King of Swords, this is somebody who's thoughtful. This is somebody who has gained self-control. So certainly this can be someone who changes the way they're behaving. They get out of their ego and they actually can see some of their behavior and they really do think about things. Can also be somebody who's just kind of watching you from afar, realizing that you really meant it. You were done. This can also represent somebody new coming in on the scene for you as well. I feel like this is somebody observing all of this, though. That's what I kind of feel like. This person has changed, and they are now keeping tabs on you from a distance. Tell me about that. I don't know why that's what I feel like more than anything. Well, I know why, because he's floating up in the sky, but his sword is still down. They were not talking, but they are seeing things, and they're contemplating things, and they seem to be watching. So hang on. Let's just get one more. Can I just get one more? 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so it's the same person. Somebody who is watching, somebody who has been working on themselves, somebody who wants to still work with you. Will you work with them? Do you have someone new? I feel like they're very interested to know that part first. Have you found somebody new? In the time that I had to, I feel like that Wheel of Fortune is talking actually about passage of time here as much as anything. Like it took time for somebody to actually have it register why you pulled back. Why did they lose you? At first, they might just have been really frustrated, really upset. Like, why can't I have you? You know, why are you not letting me get what I want? I always get what I want. And then it was like, oh, I can't have what I want because I'm not grown up enough to be gifted someone like you. Oh. So then passage of time happens and things change. And it's, I think that you removing your energy was the turning point. That's where somebody got out of the toxic behavior. I think they sat unhealed for a long time and just bitter about you not letting them behave however they wanted and still staying there and being a part of their world, because they got to behave right. You know, everybody deserves to be respected and treated well. And I feel like you also stayed away long enough that the Wheel of Fortune turned in your favor, where you actually maybe have been really happy without them now, feeling really good, feeling really light, feeling like, no, I'm ready to meet somebody else. You know, it's all right how that other thing turned out. But I feel like this person has still been watching you from a distance now, from a more balanced state of mind. And I think that they would like to come in and work with you, but they also want to tell you that they've worked on themselves. But I think they're also worried that you might be working with somebody else at this point. And maybe you are, you know, and that's neither here nor there, because it'll always be up to you as to who you allow into your life. It looked like you pretty confidently walked away from a character that was not behaving well. And I don't think that you were like holding space for them. I mean, not with that Queen of Cups in the reverse. It was like, no, this person, they got their work to do and I'm not holding space for them. I am moving on. So if this person were to come back in, it might be a very big surprise, because it seems like you are very, very much turned toward the new. So if they come in as an all new person, that could work, but, they got to be real different. All right. So the item that I'm giving away today, you guys. So if you enter to win this, this is what you will receive. A wolf card. Everything is dropping into my lap. And then I will also mail you inside a little envelope with the death card. And that is exactly what it is. It is the little teeny tiny tarot card, but it's the death card, and there's a little like rhinestone, and this is the more classic looking one where death is riding on the horse. So this image isn't exactly it. This is like kind of a non-traditional, non-rider weight traditional image, but I kind of liked that. So to me, the death card, you know, it's all Scorpio, right? But I always think of it as the like shedding of our old skin so that we can have this rebirth cycle. So very transformational, which is very appropriate for the reading we just did. So if you want this for yourself or for someone else, whatever it may be, feel free to enter to win. And you can just go ahead and to win, you can just write the word enter if you would like, or you can have more fun and you can answer this question. Since I was talking about the comparison that I was making today between my dog and other people's dogs, is there anything in your life where you found it a benefit to like draw a comparison, you know, between like flavors of food? Or have you ever made like 5 different batches of cookies so that you could compare the fine-tuned flavors of each one? You know, is there anything like that where you have found drawing a comparison, looking at one thing versus another? Is that, I mean, like in this reading, it sounded like this person actually had to make a comparison between how they had been behaving and who they wanted to be if they're going to be able to come back in and have an eat shot with you. But it also looked like you might be doing a comparison between that person's bad behavior and possibly, you know, who you want to be with in the future if that King of Swords comes in. But no, just I always like to ask a question on these ones just because it's kind of fun to hear your guys' answers. And I think it's really inspiring. And you guys are so intelligent. And there's been beautiful messages that you guys have shared. But yeah, is there anything in your life that you found in a healthy way that drawing a comparison was something where you go, oh, you know what? Excellent. Now I can see what I want to still work on, or now I can see something that was really positive. Because I think that comparisons can be great unless it's like, oh my gosh, I feel so horrible, blah, blah, blah. You know, hopefully we only make comparisons between this and that because we want to fine tune things or we want to do it in a positive light. So I just thought I would ask that because I think comparisons can be wonderful. Even right down to like outfits, you know, oh my gosh, I totally will take some time and be like, no, I don't like that color because it brings out this other hue. And so I spend considerable time putting together backdrops and even what I'm going to wear. And that has to do with the lighting, and it has to do with like, I'm very much about contrast, but things that still blend, but I want things to pop. So I do really like that idea. So to me, comparison has a lot to do with art also. So anyway, you guys take care. Thank you so much for being with me. Mwah. Bye. Oh, and if you didn't know, I did put out all the Zodiac videos as well. And oh, I had so much fun with those. This is the most fun I think I've ever had doing the 12 Zodiacs. Every Zodiac got their own video today, and it was like really, I would say my most enjoyable readings I've ever done today. So take care, guys. Bye.